Welcome to episode 3 of When It All Came Together, a series looking back on the days when perseverance finally paid off for a driver at NASCAR's highest level. Today we'll be looking back at Casey Mears' race in the 2007 Coca Cola 600 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The son of off-road racing legend Roger Mears and nephew of four-time Indy 500 champion Rick Mears, Casey would begin his own racing career in the early 90s. After competing in go-karts and later the Mickey Thompson Off-Road Series, he would find his first notable success in sprint cars. Entering the Jim Russell USAC Triple Crown Championship in 1994, he would earn a victory at Mesa Marin Raceway that season and would go on to claim the championship the following year. He would make his Indy Lights debut in 1996 and begin competing full-time in 1997, eventually earning 2 top 3 points finishes and claiming a victory on the streets of Houston in 2000. Making his kart debut at California Speedway a few weeks later, he would take home a 4th place finish. He would make starts in the IRL, kart, ARCA, and the NASCAR Busch Grand National Series in 2001 before committing to NASCAR full-time the following year. He would sign on with Chip Ganassi in 2003 to run full-time in the Cup Series, staying with the team for the next 4 seasons. Still making sporadic Busch Series starts during this time, he would earn a victory at Chicagoland Speedway in 2006. Signing on with Hendrick Motorsports for the 2007 season, he would take over the number 25 Chevrolet. By the time teams pulled into Charlotte Motor Speedway on Memorial Day weekend, Mears had made 155 Cup Series starts, having earned 6 top 5 and 27 top 10 finishes. Despite a difficult start to the season, the team would remain focused, entering Saturday's Busch Series race and earning a 2nd place finish. He would line up in 16th for Sunday's main event after averaging 182.89 miles per hour around the 1.5-mile oval in qualifying.
Here we go, one time, boogity, boogity, boogity! Happy Memorial Day, everybody!
Reaching as high as 9th place over the opening run, he would fade slightly to 11th by the time the first caution of the day came out on lap 48 for Greg Biffle's crash entering turn 1. Pitting with the leaders, Mears would come off in 13th for the lap 52 restart. The run would be short-lived, however, after a flat tire for Jimmy Johnson would trigger a 13-car pileup on the front stretch the following lap. Mears would narrowly escape the incident.
And he starts slowing down. I think Carl Edwards has to slow down, and then the tire comes off, and that's what confuses things.
Staying out under the yellow, he would restart from 11th on lap 61. Tony Raines would lose it off of turn 4 as the field came back around, collecting Jeff Gordon, A.J. Allmendinger, and Jeff Burton, putting the race under yellow for the 3rd time. Pitting with the leaders under the caution, Mears would line up in 12th for the lap 70 restart. Jeff Burton's crash in turn 3 on lap 78 would slow the event for the 4th time. Pitting once again, this time Mears would take 2 tires, lining up in 12th for the lap 83 restart.
Mark Martin battling Casey Mears in the 25. This is for 12th. Casey Mears ahead of Carl Edwards. That's the race for 11th place behind Ryan Newman, our pole sitter.
Green flag pit stops would begin on lap 126. Mears would reach as high as 5th before making his own stop on lap 134. Debris on the backstretch would bring out caution number 5 on lap 141. Mears would pit with the leaders, initially picking up spots on pit road before being penalized for speeding.
Here's what you can't have. We keep talking about this, mistakes on pit road no matter what you do. Casey Mears, who's been up there in the top 10 or 12, too fast exiting, he's going to have to go to the tail end of the longest line on this restart. That's mistakes you just can't have.
So we gained 6. He's going to lose about 8. Back of the line and then the longest line.
Ultimately, he would restart from 13th at the tail end on lap 146. He would show speed on this run, making his way back up to 8th before debris on the track would put the race under yellow for the 6th time on lap 170. Pitting with the leaders, Mears would take 4 tires, coming off in 14th for the lap 174 restart. Kurt Busch would bring out the 7th caution of the day with a spin exiting turn 2 on lap 185. Pitting once again under the yellow, Mears would restart from 12th on lap 190, re-entering the top 10 a few laps later.
Denny Hamlin running in 8th, just ahead of Casey Mears. Here's Matt.
What you'll see him do now is he'll move around a little bit. I notice he went to the bottom there for a little bit, trying to find a place where the car's a little more comfortable.
He's going to lose a spot to Casey Mears in that 25 car. That was a battle for 8th. I think Casey Mears learned a lot last night. Had a great run, finished 2nd in that Busch race. There he gives a wave to Denny Hamlin. Thank you for not pushing the envelope.
Halfway.
I'm faster than you right now.
Be patient. Clear on.
Halfway, and the driver right ahead of Mears, the driver he trailed to the finish line last night, Casey Kane.
Halfway, 300 miles. Whoa. What was that all about?
Was that Hamlin getting a little loose or getting a little help?
No, I think Hamlin's just he's got his hands full right now, Matt.
Carl Edwards would spin in turn 3 after suffering a flat tire on lap 221, collecting David Reagan and Bill Elliott. Mears would narrowly avoid the incident, his second near miss of the day.
Yeah, when he spun, he was at 90 miles an hour on our Fox tracks.
Pitting with the leaders, he would line up in 9th for the lap 227 restart. He would move forward over the run, making his way up to 6th by the time the 9th caution of the day would come out on lap 252, following Kyle Busch's crash in turn 3. Pitting under the yellow, he would take the green from 9th on the lap 256 restart. Quickly fighting his way back up to 6th place, his progress would be cut off on lap 267 when Casey Kane's incident in turn 2 would slow the event for the 10th time. Taking advantage of the caution to top off on fuel, Mears would line up in 7th for the lap 272 restart. He would maintain his position over the next run. Jeremy Mayfield would spin out on the front stretch on lap 291, bringing out the 11th caution. Stopping for tires and fuel, Mears would make his way off of pit road in 9th in time for the lap 297 restart. The green flag would be short-lived, however, as Kurt Busch would crash hard exiting turn 2 on the following lap, slowing the event for the 12th time. Restarting from 7th on lap 302, Mears would begin to charge forward.
Underneath, Kyle.
Oh, and Casey Mears got up,
Man,
almost into Dale Jr. as they battle for 4th.
I don't think that Casey Mears saw
the camouflage car.
You better tell him about that car.
Well, they're both camouflaged.
That's the problem. They
Yeah.
don't even see each other.
Just coming off turn 4. Casey's car just goes up the racetrack, but they really didn't.
No, they
I don't
didn't.
think they even touched each
no
other.
No contact. Got to be pretty impressed with Casey Mears, Larry. I mean, hammering away out there tonight and looking pretty darn good. There's Junior looking under to the outside of Matt Kenseth.
And I know we've been talking about Kyle Busch needing a good run. You know what? Casey Mears, that 25 car, Darian Grubb, that group, they need a good run too and a good solid finish to go with it.
Well, Casey Mears is 3rd. He finished 2nd last night. Big weekend for Casey. What's Darian Grubb want to do? Steve Burns.
Let's find out, Mike. Darian, you guys have consistently been in the top 10, then the top 5. What can you do for Casey to help him win this race?
We're going to try to work a little bit of pit strategy here, maybe try to help him out. We're just real happy, and I'm real proud of this National Guard GMAC team for sticking there and fighting. We haven't had the year we've been looking for. This is a good, strong showing for our team on Memorial Day weekend. It's just really proud to be up there and just we want to finish where we're running. Good luck. Thank you.
Debris from Brian Vickers' car would bring out the 13th and final caution of the day on lap 338. Every lead lap car would take the opportunity here to pit. The 25 team would have a great stop.
Tony Stewart wants a little bit of air pressure out of both left side tires to help him roll through the corner. Casey Mears also on pit road. Matt.
Denny Hamlin said that his car was just way too tight at the end of the run. They're going to go up on the track bar. You can see the catch cam man make the adjustment, also putting on 2 cycle scuffs on the 11. Krista?
I was watching that 25 car running 2nd right now before that caution came out, and he was catching Tony Stewart just a little bit. So see how he does here on this next segment.
Casey Mears looking for his first Nextel Cup win. Right behind Tony Stewart on the break.
And the biggest question now with 59 laps to go, we're right there on the border. Can these cars make it on fuel should we not have another caution? But it could just be a lot because of driving style. But I know one thing, I just watched Casey Mears, the 25 car, Mark Martin in the 01 just ran their fastest lap of the race. They're not conserving fuel right now. Foot in that throttle.
And he is 1.1 seconds ahead of Casey Mears, whose uncle Rick won the Indy 500 4 times, whose dad Roger won the Baja 1000. One of the 4 Hendrick drivers and the one who hopes to find victory lane in Nextel Cup racing for the first time this season and maybe tonight. Who is the Nextel getting it done call of the race? Daryl.
I'm going to go with the second place car. Casey Mears, Darian Grubb. I like what they've done tonight. Casey Mears, the Mears family known for Indy and what they've done up there. Good to see this guy. Really had a great run last night. Second. If he runs second tonight, he's had a great weekend.
Committing to a fuel-saving strategy, he would give up the second spot to Dale Earnhardt Jr. with 19 laps remaining. He would give up the third spot to Jimmy Johnson with 12 to go, and fourth to Denny Hamlin shortly thereafter. Mears would get back by Johnson 3 laps later when he would stop for a splash of gas. Tony Stewart would pit from the lead with 8 laps remaining. Dale Jr. would follow suit a lap later.
But we got Casey Mears still out there. Remember, Hendrick Engine, Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, they've already been to pit road.
And Denny Hamlin would come in the following lap, giving the lead back to Mears.
4 laps to go. Can Casey Mears or J.J. Yaley go the distance and score their first Nextel Cup win in racing's longest event in NASCAR? Steve?
Mike, the last report I heard from Darian Grubb was that Casey Mears was a half a lap short. We'll find out if they gamble. Dick?
This is unbelievable. An economy run to finish off NASCAR's longest night. Casey Mears, winless, the leader. J.J. Yaley, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, second. And Ricky Rudd, out of retirement to race this year. One of them may win it.
But what I hope, Darian Grubb with 3 laps to go, that he's slowing Casey Mears down. He has a 10-second lead. He can slow that car down over a second right now. 2 laps to go. Casey Mears 32-33, almost an 11-second lead. Darian, slow him down another second, buddy.
His dad, Roger.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room, plenty of room. Back
Casey's
me down,
dad,
back me
Roger,
down.
drives his motor coach.
I'd be wearing that race. I'd want him to tell me where everybody is and what I got to do.
His mom, Carol, runs his fan club and handles some of his business interests. It's a true racing family.
White flag in
the
the air.
Mears gang,
Yeah.
Bakersfield, California.
He's going to do it.
Roger, Rick,
No.
now Casey. All he needs is a gallon of gas.
He just
He doesn't even need this now.
He just needs fumes. That's all he needs.
Yaley second. Kyle Petty third. Reed Sorensen, Brian Vickers.
No pressure, and he has got it made. He can coast. He can coast from there.
For the National Guard, Casey Mears is going to win his first Nextel Cup race, the Coke 600.
Good for him. All right.
Becomes the 4th Hendrick car driver to win this year.
Look at Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty gets a 3rd.
Crossing the line first, 9.561 seconds ahead of J.J. Yaley, Mears would etch his name into the history books as a Cup Series winner.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah! Thank you, National Guard. I am out.
He's out of gas. That's okay.
Yes! Yes! Unbelievable job, guys. Unbelievable job. Woo! Woo! Yes!
Yeah,
Man, thank you guys for my first win, man. Thank you.
Here's our Chevy winning moment. Congratulations to Chevy driver Casey Mears, winner of the Coca Cola 600.
My man Darian Grubb is in victory circle. All right.
Casey had a race won driving for Chip Ganassi at Homestead, Florida, but a late caution came out, and that changed everything. Tonight is his.
Now, Mr. Hendrick's been telling me, he said, we're going to get this deal turned around. Got to find what this kid wants. They found it tonight.
Needed fuel as much as anything tonight, but he did have a great race car.
For 6 of the top 10 drivers, it is their best finish of 2007. Rick Hendrick offers congratulations.
Oh, yeah, that's big. That means so much.
And Matt Yoakum is with Casey Mears.
And Casey Mears with the wet towel. Memorial Day weekend. It only seems appropriate that the Mears goes to victory lane.
I love it.
What a special night. Can you put into words what this means, Case?
I don't. I can't believe. Actually, let me look at this for a second.
Yes, it is
I
real.
can't believe we're in victory lane right now.
Yeah, you are, brother. You are.
You guys did an awesome job. I got to thank Darian because I made an excellent call. Told me to conserve fuel, and that was our game plan. We were going to try it. I mean, we were a 3rd place car, 4th place car at best. and it was the only way to win it. And I just want to thank everybody, National Guard, Hendrick Motorsports, GMAC, all these guys did an excellent job all day. Can't believe we're sitting here right now. I'm so happy.
He would go on to make 333 additional starts in the series, earning 6 further top 5 and 20 additional top 10 finishes before making his last start in 2019 as of the recording of this video. Casey Mears showed prowess behind the wheel over his career, earning wins in National Touring Series in both open wheel and stock car racing. And on Memorial Day weekend in 2007, he showed he could get it done at NASCAR's highest level.